Hello, hello, happy welcome. happy Wednesday. Welcome to Stamping A to Z. I have a bit of a headache today and I seem to be, my brain and my words are not coming out quite right. Oh my goodness, that's horrible. I'm Linda Gibbs. I'm an independent. I don't know how this live is going to go. I'm Linda Gibbs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada. So if you are looking for a demonstrator, you don't already have one, I am here and I'm happy to help you if you are in Canada. If you already have a demonstrator, that's okay. You can still watch, you can still get inspiration, but just make sure you purchase from your demonstrator. You know, we have to share. Yeah, so today we had I think last week I showed that Stampin' Up! Had released more celebration items that are available for free. And the nice thing when they release the second round of items is usually they're from the catalogs. So there's some really great stamp sets and dies and whatever that are current. Oh, why my Wi-Fi is cutting out. That is very strange. Okay, well, at least it's back for now. Hopefully it'll stay on. Now I forgot what I was saying. Anyways, there's great new free products that you can have, and so holy cool. Okay, not only do I have a headache, but the Wi-Fi has a headache too, apparently. I'm gonna use some of the free product today so you can see what's available. I also wanted to show you some different ways to use our markers. Hi Linda, let me know. My thing keeps telling me it's cutting out, so hopefully it's working for the most part. I was going to show some different ways to use the markers. You might notice that my markers there's one with shorter tips than the others. These ones, the longer ones are old. The smaller ones are the new ones that have the nicer bullet again. Anyway, so I'm going to use the Stampin' Rate markers with some of the free products that's available, and yeah, we'll have some fun. So let me turn the camera around. I'm probably forgetting something because my head is just, it's been many days, actually more than days. I don't know. I wonder if it's because I have the dryer going maybe, and my booster is in the laundry room. I wonder if I should try and, because it hasn't done this in a very long time. Hang on, let me just shut off the dryer. 2 seconds, 1 minute. I don't know, maybe somehow it affects the signal, who knows? Never know. May as well try and see if it helps. Let me try. Shoot. Okay, why aren't you? This isn't what I'm looking for. Oh my gosh, my neck hurts so much. Okay, there we go. Now I can see comments. Oy vey's. Okay, this is fun. Gotta love technology. Just quickly so you can see them all, the new freebies that are available. We're gonna use the alphabet a la mode dies. There's the Happy Labels Pick-a-Punch. There's a cute kit. There's the beautiful butterflies, which happens to be the stamp set I'm using for my monthly club this month. We have the beautiful navy ribbon, some tulle dies. If you don't already have them, they are great for the men in your life. House plant kit, the natural botanicals. These ones were going like hotcakes. They're on, they were off, they were on. I managed to get one, but they are now back ordered till February 20, back before the end of celebration. Then there's the bee builder punch, the plant, which is in the annual catalog, the butterflies, and that's in the regular one. It just printed out that way. And a reminder, we have those 2 new kits that they just released, and I'm so excited. I've ordered the heirloom arrangement kit, and I can't wait. It's more of a, I mean, it kind of tells you what you can use, like which cards to do, but it's also like one that you can just kind of go wild and do your own thing. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that's all about. All right. You can't have... Is that on your iPad? Because I know... I can't remember what I had. It's an iPad thing, I think. But I did figure out... how to do it, but I can't remember. I'll have to go on someone else's live and look at it again, because I know I had that same problem. Yeah, your iPad. And yes, I know I'm going in and out. That I do know. It keeps saying I'm losing signal. I don't know. Well, hello. We've got a whole Linda crew. Linda and Linda and Linda. Woohoo! All right. So hopefully this isn't too annoying and it stops cutting in and out, because that would not be so fun. All right. I have a piece of white cardstock and I'm going to take out, I don't have my order yet. Linda, thank you. This is yours. I'm going to put the new one in your stuff. But I just wanted to pull it out and play with it. It's so, like, they look so little here, and then you open it up and it's like, oh, these are actually a good size. So I only used the else, but I don't know my flowers. So I've got my daisy. I did pre-cut. I could do it. I stamped it and then I fussy cut it. And I've already used it for my one card, so I'm going to use it again so I don't have to re-fussy cut. And it's just sticking down there like so. And then I pulled out the elements of text, which is in the online exclusives. And I'm going to stamp it with Versamark and clear embossing powder and then emboss it. I just re-inked this Versamark, so hopefully it's not too juicy. We will see. And just so you know, which I learned when the masking paper with the stamp stuff, it kind of makes the paper stick down. So it's a little harder to peel the paper off, but it still works. Just be forewarned, you'll have to work a little harder. And then I've got my clear embossing powder. And it falls right off like so. You can't see that it's stamped, but I can kind of see a bit of it there. And we'll take our clear powder. I don't know, no powder in here. I don't know where it all went. All right. Okay. I don't know if you can see. Anyways, it's there. You just have to believe me. And we will take the heat tool and heat it up. So I really like the look. Those of you who watch, most of the time I do fairly elaborate cards. I love the look of simple, but I don't know, for some reason I end up doing the more, and I just realized I forgot to anti-static my paper, but it looks like it's okay. So for these ones that I'm doing today, I tried, but they are simple. They're not simple, but they are simple. They're kind of one dimension. If anything's popped up, it's just the sentiment. So it's all kind of one layer. But it does take several steps to get the one layer, like the masking and whatever. So I don't know if you'd classify it as simple, but they end up being simple looking, which I like. Okay, so I've got, of course you can't see it, it's disconnected. There we go. I don't know if you can see the writing, but I'm going to take some soft sea foam and then I'm going to come in. So I'm leaving my masking paper on, waiting for video signal. Yeah, is it back now? Because it's showing me that it's there, but hopefully I haven't lost. So I'm just coming in with my blending brush and it's like, oh my God, it's cutting in and out so much. I'm sorry guys, I don't know what's happening today. Everything was fine. I was watching, when I craft and whatever, I usually have a show on in the background and in and out, so I don't know. And everything's off, nobody else is home. So I'm not sure. Here, it's going out again. Okay, so there's my space. And because it's a clear stamp, you could stamp this before and then put the masking paper on top. I just felt like this kept it the most, because if you put it on top and then it pulls some of the color up if it's still wet or whatever, I just thought it was the better way to do it at the time. I don't know. That's kind of what I went for. Now, this is where the markers come in. So if you are a newer stamper, the Stampin' Right markers are the best way to get lots of colors. This is what I did when I first started, because you can color any of your stamps and then you now have that color ink pad. So rather than buying all the ink pads, you can have the markers and do it that way. Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not. You're seeing and hearing me. Okay, awesome. But I am cutting in and out though. So I actually, our rewards program is changing, I believe next month. It's either next month or the month after that, where so right now, for those of you who have had parties or just put in larger orders, the rewards kind of go up $550 mark. You can get a 50% off item on top of your rewards. So that is all going away, and it's going to be just a percentage. I think it's 10% of whatever you spend, you get in rewards, and you can collect your rewards to use it down the road kind of thing. So what I did off to get the 4 packs of markers at half price. The other way to get the markers at a really good deal right now is they have the starter kit, and you can get 2 packs of markers for free on top of the product that you're getting. So it's $135. You get $165 worth of product plus 2 packs of color family markers and a stamp set. So that was just a little aside. I should have been colored. Headache. My brain not working so good. I thought I was going to be okay. Tylenol, Advil, none of that stuff seems to be working these days, and I put a pain patch on my neck, like a Chinese patch or whatever, and it helped right off the bat. Like, I think it just relaxes the muscles, but yeah, it's not lasting. Okay, so you can see, because this is a fairly new stamp, sometimes you need to condition your photopolymer stamps because they bubble. There's like a film on them, and it's not because these are markers. It would do that for the ink is the same thing. Okay, and then since I took a while, I'm going to huff on it to kind of add some, and then we're going to stamp that down. And you can see it's still, ooh, that's really sticking. All right, my green for some reason, I don't know if I want to go in with the marker. Anyways, but I want to add some shine. So you can see, like, it's a simple card, but then we just add, just keep adding things. And if you do it while it's wet, the Wink of Stella kind of picks up the ink that you've put down. So it'll kind of be shiny and pinky all at once. You can also, like, I can color some pink here and pick it up and then I'm adding, ooh, I just stuck my hand in the pink. So there's lots of ways to, Wink of Stella is almost like a way to watercolor while adding some shimmer. So I don't know, I'm gonna guess, you know what, maybe I'll do that with the green here for my stem, just because it really didn't seem to stamp well. Okay, and then if you have, I don't know where my scrap paper is, but normally you would rub this off just like you would your water painters onto or a blender pen onto a scrap paper. Get rid of the color. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got some nice shine to it. And then all I did was I took these Greetings for All ephemera pack. I really like these. Makes life easy when you want a quick and easy sentiment. And I used, and then I added it. I will show you the finished one because all it is putting it together. I put a piece of Mossy Meadow in the background, and then I added, you've seen me use these. These are another freebie for Sale-a-bration. It's the purple adhesive backed sequins, but it has white, it has pinks, and then it has the purples. So here I used, put the sentiment straight down. So that's card number 1. All right, card number 2. For the second one, I pulled out the Planted Paradise. This is out of the annual catalog. It can be found on page 83 of the annual catalog. It's worth $30, and same with the Natural Botanical. That one was $30 as well. So you're getting those for free with a $75 order. And again, they look really small, but they're really big, which makes them easy to fussy cut. They don't have dies that go with them, which is really too bad. I would love to have dies for these, but they are fairly easy to cut actually. Look, I also pulled this one out with you in mind. I believe it is an online exclusive, I think. Or is this one in, no, I can't think. No, it's in the mini catalog, sorry. This one can be found in our current mini catalog on page 18. So they've just got some fun, but again, they're quite large, the writing. So it's a great simple. I'm just pulling out a piece of basic white, and then I've got my extra white to cut out my sentiment. And then I'm going to again use my markers, and I'm going to start with my lighter marker, because that way if I go over it with the dark but I go into the light, then I'm not wrecking my marker. Whereas if I go and do the Mossy Meadow and then go over it with this light one and I pick up some of the Mossy Meadow, then it will kind of affect the tip. You can rub it off with onto a scrap paper, but it's just extra careful. Okay, so you can barely see it. Soft seafoam is very light. I wonder if I should have used like Pear Pizzazz Old Oliver's on Pear Pizzazz isn't current, but I did end up, you'll see I'm using it just because I wanted a color. I find when you stamp with Mossy Meadow and Old Olive, they're almost identical. So I pulled out the Pear Pizzazz. Even though it's a retired color. We're actually getting to that time of year where they're going to release 5 new colors. So that'll be fun. So you can see again, I don't know if you can see there's lines in my, if you wanted to smooth that out, you could spritz it with some water. I'm just going to go over it quickly again, and then I'm going to really get some, oh, it's not gonna, you know what, I'm gonna try and, I don't love, well, actually, you know what, that's not bad, because if it's a pottery pot, it doesn't need to be perfect. And spritz it and do it again, or should I leave it as is? Or I could just do a solid, here, I'll show you the difference. If we just do a solid Mossy Meadow. So obviously larger stamps are a little bit trickier with the marker, but I do feel like you'll get that same smoothing. It's just too dry, right? So you just need that little bit of mist from the water, but you don't want too much water. So you can have solid, or you can have pottery. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you have a preference? Which way am I going? There's such a... anyways, shall I make an executive decision? I just need to wipe. I feel like I have embossing powder on my glass here. Pottery. Okay, we'll go piece of masking paper that I had stamped just so I can kind of, I didn't cut the bottom though because I'm only concerned about the top part because I want to stamp the leaves and I don't want my leaves onto my bowl. And then I've got 2 more leaves that I have cut also out of masking paper that I'm going to use as I go. And then we've got, so this set, I got stamps, but it's just because they're side. I could take the reverse side. Like I could have stamped this part in the darker and then, or this the darker and then this lighter. However, and then you could get more solid look to it. Like I could stamp the soft seafoam with this. Oh, I'm not tearing this. Anyways, these stamps are reversible. So right now this has the vines. I want the solid. And because they're reversible, they don't line up exactly. So be forewarned. If you're expecting them to be perfect when you flip them over, they're the reverse. And because they're shaped, they're not gonna fit exactly. So I'm using, my main color was gonna be Coastal Cabana, but I pulled out the Pool Party because I wanted to then use the, what do you call it? The veining with the darker Coastal Cabana. And rather than stamp off and get that look, I think my ink pad needs some re-inking, apparently. And you just want to push extra hard where the masking paper is pretty thin, and it looks like I don't even have to use the masking yet. I will use the masking for my green. So before I do that, I'm going to wipe this off, flip it over. So now I've got the veining of the leaves. And so you can see it doesn't quite line up, but you can just line it up however you think fits best. Actually, I think in the catalog there was a similar, I actually pasted the catalog for the kind of, and they did the veining in gold color combo. But we're going simple here. So, okay, so now I'm gonna wipe the blue, go back to the solid side, and then we're gonna take out our retired pear pizzazz. And then, so wherever on this side, and then go there, and then I'm gonna switch this over to the veining right away so I don't have to, because otherwise I have to move my other mask. And then we'll take our Mossy Meadow. Okay, and then we will move this to here. And I'm gonna just do the Mossy Meadow while I am at it, even though I think it's the wrong order. There's no wrong order. So we'll have that, close that so I don't accidentally use that. And then we'll turn it over to the solid side. And you have to be careful because if everything gets too wet, it starts to slide and it's not sticking as well. Okay. Then we get to pull our mask off, and that kind of gives you the ta-da, but we're not at the ta-da yet. I still have to pull this bottom piece. Ooh, that's pretty. Although I should have done another color. I should have added maybe a brown or something there. But anyways, that's cute. And then, so for the sentiment, I kind of half re-inked it, but didn't spread it out. So whenever you re-ink your ink pads, you put the ink on, but then I always take a plastic spoon. This is an old IKEA kid spoon, and I make sure it's clean. The ink out so it's not concentrated in one spot, and then it's smooth out. Okay, and then look at all this fussy cutting I'm doing, you guys. I fussy cut that out. I added, there's this cute little butterfly in the same stamp set as the plants. Coming out of the plant, and then you end up with, so I cut the thank you quite closely to the letters so that you could still see the pot through, and then I just cut the U out freehand. As you can tell, it's not straight. And then again, I used the sequins, and I had to put a sequin on the little butterfly. So 2. Card number 3. Where am I gonna put all of this? Okay, so this one, I used the Alphabet a la Mode dies. I used, let's just move all this out of the way. I used the Beautiful Butterflies stamp set. I also used the die just because I'm lazy, but I cut it and cut that, and then I used the body from the dies. But again, you don't need the dies to be able to do this. If you want to just get the free butterflies. And I actually, I ordered another kind of the more used letters, but like even for this one where I like to stack the letters to make, because it's really hard, especially when they're this thin, to pop them up unless you use the foam adhesive sheets. But even then it's hard to cut them out when they're this thin. So I like to stack them, you know, 2 or 3 high. So it's nice when you have extras to cut it out all at once and you're not rolling things through over and over. So anyways, I'm going to start with some vellum and my butterfly. And I'm going to use my Versamark and white embossing powder this time. And not forget the static ink. And with vellum, when you're stamping with your Versamark, it can kind of slip and slide. So just make sure you come straight down, and then once it grabs, it won't slide, but it's just that kind of initial putting it down. It can slide on you, so just be careful as you're putting it down. Okay, and we will heat that up. Now, with vellum, you always want to make sure your heat tool is nice and warm, because you want to use as little heat for as least amount of time as you can on your vellum, because it'll on you otherwise. So you want to hold it not too close and just kind of go around, and the warmer your tool is, the faster it'll go. So there's no bubbling, none of that stuff. Now, I'm gonna color it first. So make sure before you flip it over, right after the heat, if it's still hot and you put your hand on it, you will smudge it. So just give it like 30 seconds to cool, and then you should be okay. So then I'm gonna come in color on vellum. I usually do it on the back so it has like a faux stained glass. And if you rub it, obviously it's water-based, so it will, you can rub it off. But if you're putting it on top of something else, it's fine. And it'll stay. Okay, and then we need some blue here. Maybe this one as well. And then we'll do our bubble bath. So I've kind of stuck with the same colors with all 3 cards. Makes it easier, makes the less stuff out to deal with. So then when you turn it around, you've got that nice kind of stained glass look. Then, oh, did I will just do quickly. So we'll line them up here. And I'm just gonna run them rather than bringing over the big boss. Click. And of course, even though I taped it down, it moved because I was rushing, but that's okay. Okay, so then we've got our butterfly. And I've changed up my card a little bit. So I've punched out Okay. And then we've got, so actually you're gonna see, I have this full piece of shimmer paper, but I cut my letters out of the back of it. So I'm still, you know, I'm not wasting it all. The shimmer paper is this pastel ombre, oh, it's not shimmer, it's glimmer paper. The glimmer paper is usually a little bit more, not as fine, I think. Shimmer is more, this is in, I need to start a sticker system or something to tell me where things are from, because it's just getting so many. It's hard to keep track of. Anyways, then I have the soft, so I think this blue, I mean, obviously it has like, it's, but according to this, it's got balmy blue, coastal cabana, and maybe soft seafoam, or maybe that's in the other one, that are in there. So that all goes together. And I like to glue, like instead of using Stampin' Seal, I like to glue my piece down because it doesn't necessarily stick as well to glimmer paper. So I'm just gonna, and if you noticed, I left the middle without glue because of all the holes I have there. And then I would end up with glue all over my table. And then I've punched out L, and I've already glued them, and then the glimmer. And I'm using my butterfly like an O. And then I got thinking you could use it as an I, like with the body for live. But you know, it's almost Valentine's Day. So I thought with an O, you could do, if you have a U, like what I used from the thank you, you could stamp the U. Oops, low, lie. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I did on my other one because I decided to change it, and I want to know what you guys think. So this is on white. On my original, it's cute as the, oh yeah. I used the beautiful bokeh, I don't know how to say it, designer series paper that goes with the butterfly suite. I thought it had most of the colors in there, but then I found almost too, like maybe I needed to do it narrower. So I ended up embossing a die. I don't know if you guys want to see, but I'm kind of liking the look on the white. It doesn't look as, like, I think I'm happy with that. I don't think it needs kind of that extra. I was thinking about trying to, Yolande, this is where I would need you. I was going to try and doodle some kind of frame, but I just, freehanding stuff is scary for me. I don't know. Because it does look kind of plain, right? Like, you kind of need, or I could do some blending, like just a bit of color. What do you think? What do you guys think? I don't know if you can even see that kind of little frame. And then I tried to, so I took, it was from the, I've showed it before, if you remember which episode it was, but I showed how to emboss using dies. And so I used, this is retired, I think, Radiating Stitches dies. And why can't it pull out? It's stuck. So I taped it down, like I ran it through and embossed it, taped it down, and then I inked it up with my markers. So it has a bit of the cone and kind of squish it in. You could freehand some, leaves. Oh, never would have thought to do leaves. Well, maybe I'll leave it plain. And then someday when we have a craft date, you can help me add something in. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna leave it like that. And then I don't know where my card base. So if it's just on the white, like so, what do you think? Is the white better or with the, does that, I kind of like this. It pops. It make the butterfly. I might just do like a spritz something. Something. Anyways, those are my 3 cards. So let me pull those out again. Those are my cards for this week. Bling in each corner. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, you could put like some more of the sequins or something. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna play with that and then I'll take pictures and post it. That you really like on here that's free, you'll take advantage of that while it's free. And oh, I will not be live next Wednesday. My youngest has his MRI finally, woohoo. So it'll be 2 weeks before, or I might try and go live one of the other days. I'm not sure yet, but I for sure won't be live next Wednesday. Take care. Have a great weekend. Happy Valentine's. Happy Galentine's. And we'll see you again soon. Bye.